There's something gnawing away at every founder, every leader, every person who's ever dared to push the boundaries of what's possible, something that never quite lets you rest. It's that quiet feeling that despite all the hustle, all the late nights, the endless strategy meetings, the shiny growth charts, something's still missing. Like there's a secret everyone's pretending doesn't exist. And that secret? It's not about better tech, more followers, or even smarter ads. It's about something ancient, something people have forgotten because the world got too busy chasing the next big shiny thing. Here's the brutal truth. Today's marketing world is noisy. It's cluttered with gimmicks, buzzwords, and formulas that all pretend to be the answer. But honestly, most of it just feels like shouting into an echo chamber, loud, exhausting, and completely disconnected from what really moves people. You're told to optimize funnels, score points with algorithms, and sell dreams. But deep inside, you know real connection isn't built on automation and hacks. Not really. Because marketing, at its heart, is about trust. About understanding people on a level that goes beyond clicks and conversions. That's where the ancient principle comes in. It's not some dusty old tactic or a relic from the past. It's the core of what people have always responded to, since the very first exchanges of goods and stories around fires. It's about one thing, telling a story that makes someone see themselves, truly see themselves, in what you offer. When you strip away all the noise, all the flashy ads and gimmicks, marketing boils down to one simple thing, connecting soul to soul, human to human, in a way that ignites the fire inside and makes someone act, not because you told them to, but because they want to. Because you showed them a way to untangle their pain, their fears, their deepest frustrations, and held up a mirror so clear they had no choice but to follow. This principle has been forgotten because the world loves comfortable illusions. It wraps everyone in scripts and systems designed to keep you compliant, safe, and most of all, consumer, never a creator. The system prefers that you stay stuck in endless loops of mediocre marketing cliches that sound good but don't deliver real transformation. But here's the catch. You're not mediocre. Your audience is not mediocre. They don't want more noise, they crave meaning. They want a light in the chaos that breaks through all the BS. So what if the key to breakthrough marketing isn't about reinventing the wheel, but about returning to the wheel that has carried humanity forward for millennia? The power of narrative, honestly told. The power of profound empathy that makes your audience feel seen, heard, understood. The power of authenticity so raw and real, it stabs through the marketing fluff and hits the very core of human desire. What if marketing was less about the product and more about the liberation of the person watching, scrolling, wondering, waiting for something to cut through the clutter and finally speak to their restless soul? Here's the thing most people miss. True connection demands risk. It requires shedding the polished mask and stepping into the light, revealing not just the benefits of your product or service, but the very struggle your audience lives through every day. Because the biggest pain they face isn't lack of knowledge or resources. It's the crushing weight of isolation, the dread of invisibility, the despair of being trapped by a world that tells them to play small. Be quiet. Don't ask too many questions. That is the cage. And this ancient principle, it's the key that unlocks that cage by showing real defiance, through stories and marketing that aren't safe but are searingly honest. Imagine for a moment what it would mean to be the beacon for your people. Not a beacon in the usual corporate sense, but in the purest human sense. A person or brand that says, "You are not alone in this. I see your fight, I feel your fire, and I am here to walk with you into something better." That's not some fluffy, feel-good slogan. It's a call to arms for every founder who's been told to conform. Every professional who's tired of the endless treadmill. Every leader who knows deep down that systems are broken and real change comes from the edges, from the rare few who refuse to settle. And here's where it all clicks. This ancient principle is not about going back. It's about leaping forward with clarity and courage. It's about questioning everything, unlearning the rules that keep holding you back, and shaping a brand story so clear and compelling it naturally pulls the right people to your side. This is the stuff that supercharges word of mouth, that turns customers into fans, that makes ambassadors out of followers. Because at the edge of all your tactics and tools lies one simple truth. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. They buy the story that gives their lives meaning and power. But most marketing today misses this by a mile because it treats the audience as data points or as minds easily hacked by psychology. That's not real. Real marketing is a radical act of empathy and rebellion. It's saying to your audience, I'm here, I'm real, I see your world, your pain, your dreams, and I'm not here to sell you empty promises. I'm here to offer a path to something more, a future where your brilliance isn't just acknowledged but unleashed. And that right there is the kind of connection that changes everything. It tears down walls. It breaks chains. It brings together mavericks, misfits, and visionaries who fuel a movement, not just a market. This isn't about flashing headlines or viral videos. It's about crafting a narrative so aligned with your audience's deepest needs that they don't just watch, they listen. They don't just hear, they feel. It's about the power of inclusion through individuality, where your marketing doesn't sell sameness but celebrates the very differences that build strength and spark innovation. Because in a world obsessed with belonging through conformity, the greatest marketers are those who give their audience permission to break free, to be sovereign, to question everything with fierce passion. So if you're feeling stuck, looking at your campaigns and wondering why nothing sticks, why no one truly buys in, it might be time to stop chasing more growth hacks and start mastering connection. The kind of connection that has survived for thousands of years because it's built on raw human truths, not algorithms. That harnesses the power of story as a weapon to cut through noise and complacency. That doesn't just market a product but ignites a movement. Because the truth is, marketing is not a tool for selling products. It's a tool for setting people free. This ancient principle whispers a promise. You don't have to fit into the system's broken molds. You don't have to chase fleeting trends or buy into shallow metrics. Instead, you can tap into the most powerful force any brand or any individual has ever had: the truth. The true understanding of who your people are, and the courage to show up for them in ways no one else dares. That's what changes people's lives. That's what builds legacies. That's what revolutionizes markets. The system can't give you this. Because the system thrives on keeping things simple, safe, comfortable, on tempting you to be another voice in the endless noise. But you are not here to be comfortable. You are here to disrupt, to challenge, to become more than what the old rules allow. And marketing, done right, is the secret weapon in that fight. It's the bridge from isolation to community, from silence to voice, from stagnation to unstoppable momentum. So as you build your brand, your next campaign, your entire strategy, remember, the greatest marketing is ancient, not because it's old, but because it taps into something timeless. The power of deep human connection through story, empathy, and authenticity. The power to see and be seen, to connect not just with heads but hearts. To inspire not just action, but transformation. This is not a trick. It's not a shortcut. It's the fire that burns inside every exceptional individual who refuses to settle for mediocre. It's the rebellion against noise, the escape from the cage, the invitation to a network where rare brilliance finds rare brilliance and true power awakens. It's the secret to why some brands don't just survive, but create movements that shape the future. You can choose to keep chasing superficial tactics and empty impressions, or you can embrace this ancient principle and become the spark the world is aching for. Because the world doesn't need more marketers. It needs storytellers, rebels, visionaries who understand that beneath every sail lies a soul waiting to be freed. And that's the revolution marketing was always meant to be.